that you're going to have. We now want to cross over to Kamukunji, where Francis Ontoma now is ready for us. Francis, good afternoon. How are things there at the Kamukunji so far?
Well, we are still here live from Shauri Moyo, and I'm just standing a few meters from the main gate of the police station. So the situation has been dicey in the last couple of minutes. So a few moments ago, we've seen an escalation that we haven't witnessed since we came here. So there has been a huge reinforcement of police officers that have been brought here to try and quell the temperatures that were really soaring here earlier on. So we had goons actually who were coming all the way from the slums on the lower side, and they were pushing back here, and now they had to bring in officers even from the prison service to try and come and reinforce the other officers here. So right now there is huge tension here. As you can see, there is a motorbike coming. You need to see that picture. It's on your screen right now. That is one of the person who's been injured here. This person has been injured. He was part of the people that were removed. As you can see, there is someone there holding her, and you understand today there is a huge transport issue. So that motorbike has come in handy to try and help save a life there. So that person has been taken, and we understand that he's been taken to the nearest hospital here, which will be Mama Lucy. The local health centers here, majority of them have been closed. We had a few cases earlier on, and we tried rushing them for emergency services at the local clinics, but all the local clinics were not operating. Their doors were closed. So some of the casualties, or some of the victims that we've witnessed here, there is a 17-year-old boy that we just attended to a few moments ago. He was hit by rubber bullets. He suffered like 4 rubber bullets on his body, and he was taken to hospital. So at this point, the pictures we are bringing to you are from outside the Shauri Moyo police station. As you can see, there are locals on the lower side, and there are police officers around here. So they're trying to guard their fort as they try to maneuver through the situations here. So there is word going around here, but still not official. I need to put that clear. It's still not official that there is an ammunition that has gotten lost during this scuffle. So a police officer was disarmed here by the goons, by the locals down there. So that is something that is not really official, but it's what that we are dealing with at the moment, and it's part of the reason why we are likely to see an even higher escalation of these exchanges between the police officers and the locals around here. So they are all here, of course, trying to find a strategy on how they are going to recover the lost ammunition, and that is something that that is likely to increase the temperatures here outside the Shauri Moyo police station. So this happened at the point where the officers now went into the alleys inside the slums, trying to go and quell the emotions that were really building down there. So at that point, there is an officer who lost his ammunition, and that is one of the things that the officers here are trying really to see how they go around it. On the silence, you can see the locals here are still watching on the silence. There is a lot of attention around here. People don't know how this is likely to build up further later on, and so these are only a few people who managed to come on the roadside. Most people have locked themselves inside their houses, and there is likely to be a huge operation around here to recover that ammunition. And that is what the word that I'm getting from some of the officers operating here, that they are really keen on ensuring that that happens. So there is an officer who was also injured. I need to bring also that to your attention. There is an officer who was badly injured during these scuffles. He was hit when the stones were being pelted. He was hit badly on his chin, and I understand that he's under medical care at the moment. And so therefore it's been the officers came down here really to try and quell the situation, to try and calm things up, but we've seen a retaliation of a kind from the people who had come here. You remember that this is only a few meters from the Kamukunji grounds. Kamukunji, the legendary, the political grounds of Kamukunji, and this is where Raila Odinga had hinted that he would be making a visit here to observe the Saba day here. But we haven't seen it's been a no-show. Only the much that we've seen aircrafts that have been making round here. They've been here constantly in the air trying to do some surveillance. And a few moments ago, we saw some that looked like from the National Police Service, and some that looked like they were perhaps military, because they had colors that could give that indication. But we don't know. We still don't have that official communication that indeed the military could be involved in the surveillance. But at the moment, that is the situation right here. Huge tension. The officers are trying to regroup, trying to re-strategize on how they are going now to go back for another mission. We understand that that operation is likely to continue until the time that that ammunition will be recovered. So that is the situation we are dealing with. There are no emergency services. I need to put that clear, because we've seen so many people who are wounded, who are injured, but they cannot get any assistance. Right now, as we speak, a few, like 150 meters from where I'm standing, there is a man who is writhing in pain. We cannot show you those pictures because of the location that person has been put, and we don't know his situation yet, but we haven't had emergency services coming down here. So we had people injured and they have no way to get medical help. The 17-year-old boy that was hit by rubber bullets, we tried to intervene, and we went to Shauri Moyo police station together with some of the locals here, and we were trying just to intervene and help and see whether police officers could offer their services and take him to hospital. So he was attended to, he was given first aid, but we don't know his situation as yet. So right now, that's the situation, the situation we are reporting to you here from Shauri Moyo, and we're still monitoring what is happening. We are seeing unrelenting demonstrators from this place, still glued and standing behind me. So that means they are not going to leave this ground yet. And of course, because of that security situation that I've just alluded to, the lost ammunition, we might just have this operation going longer, even into the night, until they recover that ammunition. So you understand that that is a sensitive security question when it comes to an officer losing his ammunition, and that is a situation that these officers really want to address before they leave this location. So we are yet to see any events in terms of emergency services coming down here. We haven't seen any ambulances come down here all the while, but we've seen a couple of people injured. But where they've been taken and how they've been handled, we are yet to get a full situation or report about that. But I will be also reporting later on what happens to some of the looted shops and businesses down here. So we've had people looting shops. We've seen people coming out of these places with bags, with baskets carrying people's stuff, and we've seen that happen quite a while. And security officers are here, and they came here down to try and help locals here. So we've seen the locals teaming up with the police really well, trying to show them where these people have gone to. But the goons have gone deeper. You understand that there is a valley down there near Kamukunji grounds, and that is where now they vanished to and then made their way to the upper grounds. So that is the long shot that we are giving to you. We are showing you of the situation at the moment. We still need to probe further to know what really the strategy is to try and get into the alleys again. But of course, we will be closely monitoring what is happening. We will be probing further to know what is happening. Those are some of the locals that are making their way here, of course, unrelenting here. We had hoped, there was an expectation that former Prime Minister Raila Odinga would be coming and gracing the Saba rallies here at the Kamukunji grounds. But that has been a no-show and a huge disappointment to some of his followers here. But the security situation here, I doubt if it could have allowed any proper gathering to happen down here. So that is the situation. Those are locals here, of course, trying to find the glares of the cameras. And we're still monitoring, as we indicated, just to ensure that you don't miss any action, any happenings that are panning out around here in Shauri Moyo. Shauri Moyo is an informal settlement down here. Most people here are unemployed, and that is a huge subject when we were interacting with the locals. They were just pointing on some of on how really unemployment has affected their lives, and part of the issues that they are raising here and they wanted to raise in the public gathering is just to say that their economic situation is not okay and they need their government to listen to them and act as accordingly. So they have real issues that they were bringing out, but of course such kind of gatherings will always be infiltrated, and that is why we saw earlier the goons taking charge, the goons attacking people, the goons coming in to steal from people. We've been interacting with a few people who've said they've lost their phones down here, and that is the confusion around here. That is the confusion. But just look around, police officers are trying to ensure that they calm the situation and at the same time address the real issues that are happening here. So if I can come back to the camera now, we are still here and we will be broadcasting this live to you as things continue to develop. We are closely monitoring every situation that is happening here. Of course, covering this kind of an affair is not easy. It has its own challenges. It has its own security and safety issues, but we are trying our best to ensure that we bring to you every event as they unfold from right here in Shauri Moyo. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Francis. We do appreciate you for that detailed report on what is happening. Of course, access to medical care is still an issue also there in Kamukunji. This is after the Kenya Medical Association Secretary General, Dr. Diana Marion, has also criticized the move, calling it unjustified and dangerous. This is after they were calling for clear guidelines on how the medics can make their way to come and help protesters, or to come and so that there cannot be any sort of uninterrupted delivery of the healthcare system in the country, as there's this movement restriction since early morning. But of course, the doctors have really called against that. As we had reported earlier, 4 persons have